Deuteronomy chapter 30. When all these things happen to you, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before you, and you remember them among all the nations where the Lord your God has driven you, then you must return to the Lord your God, and obey his voice according to all that I am commanding you today, you and your children, with all your heart and with all your soul. Then the Lord your God will overturn your captivity and have compassion on you, and will return and gather you from all the nations where the Lord your God has scattered you. If any of you are driven out to the outmost parts of heaven, from there will the Lord your God gather you, and from there he will get you. The Lord your God will bring you to the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. He will prosper you and multiply you more than your fathers. The Lord your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, so that you may live. The Lord your God will put all these curses on your enemies, on them who hate you, who persecute you. You will return and obey the voice of the Lord, and obey all his commandments, which I am commanding you today. The Lord your God will make you prosper in every work of your hand, in the offspring of your body, and in the offspring of your livestock, and in the produce of your land for good. For the Lord will once again rejoice over you for good, just as he rejoiced over your fathers, if you obey the voice of the Lord your God, by keeping his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law. And if you return to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. This commandment which I am commanding you today is not hidden from you, nor is it far off. It is not in heaven, that you should say, who will go up for us to heaven and bring it to us, so that we may hear it and do it. It is not beyond the sea, so that you should say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it to us, so that we may hear it and do it. But the word is very near to you, in your mouth and in your heart, so that you may do it. See, today I have set before you life and prosperity, and death and disaster. What I am commanding you today is to love the Lord your God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, so that you may live and multiply. Then the Lord your God will bless you in the land which you go to possess. But if your heart turns away so that you do not obey, but are drawn away, and worship other gods and serve them, then I declare to you today that you will surely perish, and that you will not prolong your days in the land which you are crossing the Jordan to go in and possess. I call heaven and earth to witness. Yes, I call heaven and earth to witnesses against you this day, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore choose life, that both you and your descendants may live, that you may love the Lord your God, that you may obey his voice, and that you may cling to him. For he is your life and the length of your days, and that you may dwell in the land that the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them.